Hi, my name is Ben Bendy, and this is the 8-track interview for Grown Ups magazine slash zine slash whatever you want to call it. I'm here with
Towns Mark Walter.
and
Nicholas Dibble.
so you guys are part of the hit band. What is it called?
More.
Whitmore. I saw you guys performing a few months ago. Pretty solid. I really enjoyed it. My mom and my dad. Well, my dad wouldn't show up, but my dad heard it. He was kind of like roaming around doing his own thing. But my mom heard it, and she was like, you guys are pretty solid. Like, you guys sound like really professional. And the one thing I want to ask you is, how often do you guys practice?
When it's leading up to a show, we try to do like about 3 practices, maybe 4 as it gets closer a week.
Okay. And Nick, how about you? How often do you practice?
I try to practice like on my own as much as I can. Sometimes work gets in the way, but yeah, I'll just set up my rig in the garage and just practice away.
That's awesome. You know, a lot of great musicians do that. Just practice away and practice away. I know a lot of great musicians. No, I don't. Yo, cut that. Whose idea was to start Whitmore?
It was my idea because I was Whitmore for like about 6 to 8 months.
I wouldn't say months. I would say 6 to 8 weeks, and then I kind of inserted myself.
I mean, yeah, that kind of makes... Well, we started playing music together a lot more, but then I put you in part of it, like, we were going to release stuff together.
Yeah.
After that amount of time.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, when we started playing shows together. That was, like, when we played in the preschool basement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You guys played in preschool basement?
Yeah, the one across from Tractor Supply.
Oh, okay. Are there any photos of that?
I think so, yeah. And there's some video, too.
Video too? Okay, perfect. We'll have to go some soul searching for that. Jamie, pull that up on screen right now. Yeah. Jamie, can you pull that? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so Towns, you said you were Whitmore for a while.
Yeah, I was. The first EP was... I wrote all the songs and wrote majority of the riffs, and then I brought Nick in as I recorded some of the later ones, because I started maybe, February of 2023, and I did Unreachable, and then I did This Can't Go On maybe in May, and then from there on, that was when Nick and I started playing more music, and that's when he got more involved in the recording process. This Can't Go On was the first one he did. He did a lot of synth work, and he did some good harmonies on that one, and he ended up doing the solo for the EP version.
Okay, and Nick, would you like to add to that?
Yes, I can confirm all of this.
So back on the topic, Towns, you said you started Whitmore, and you said you brought Nick along for the ride. And you know, was Nick gonna be a long-term member, or you just want him to help him and like have him help around and stuff like that?
I think initially it was that, just wanting to play more music with someone else, and I mean, we connected really well initially music-wise, because I mean, there wasn't a lot of people in the area that played music like very similar to the style of us, you know. So we kind of clicked on that front, and from there on, like, we were able to jam really well, and then it kind of evolved in the way you're saying, like being able to write well together and like being a long-term member.
And Nick, about joining Whitmore, did you always want to be a part of Towns' band, or like what he said, you just wanted to be around and help him out?
I think part of me, like, yes. When I was younger, I was just like, oh, there's music getting made? Count me in. You know? Like, I just really enjoyed, like, being part of something. So, yeah, I really enjoyed getting to be a part of it.
Of course. And how did you two get into music?
Well, I got into music. My dad played guitar a lot growing up. We had like an acoustic in the living room, and then he would teach me a song here or there. Like, he'd teach me "Wind Cries Mary" or "Wonderwall," and then the first song I learned on my own was like "Blackbird" or something. So I was like, that was like the beginning of my guitar. But I had played trumpet in school, and I learned piano from there just because I was interested in music theory, and I was getting into like music production with like Ableton and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, that was like a completely different period in my life. my musical experience, but it definitely informs the way that I make music now.
And Nick, how about you?
So none of my family like ever played music. I'm the first musician in my family, other than like my grandpa's like brother.
What'd your grandpa's brother play?
He played guitar. But so when I was 12, like hold on, I'll go backwards a little bit. When I was little, like I was like raised on like old like 70s bands and stuff like that. Like,
Can you name me some of them?
Fleetwood Mac, the Beatles, and then there were like some 90s bands like Matchbox 20 was one. My dad is a very big Matchbox 20 fan and a big Incubus fan. So yeah, I was raised around like a lot of guitar-based music. So when I was 12, I got really into the Beatles, and I mean, I feel like that's the start of a lot of musicians.
Yeah.
Is like finding the Beatles on your own. So when I was 12, I was like, I want to play guitar.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to play guitar. So my dad took me to one of our local guitar stores, and I bought this like Hofner like violin body guitar. I still have it. It plays decently.
That's the emergency explosion.
Yes, that we recorded our first song on that guitar.
Yeah.
Yes, the awful song.
Pickup's too hot. It's just like that guitar's a mess.
That guitar is a mess.
It sounds like it's exploding.
Yeah.
That's the name.
That's why this song is called Emergency Explosion.
I mean, yeah, that was definitely part of it. It's and we wrote a bunch of words on it and put
On the guitar.
wrote a bunch of words like on paper and yeah, and then no, and then we put them in a hat and we just like ripped them up and then we got lyrics somehow. That's very I would say less than humble beginnings.
So is that one of your creative processes? Is ripping up a bunch of words on a piece of paper and throwing them into the air and like just picking out the words that you think like speak to you in a way?
I mean,
No.
yeah, that's very.
We never did that again.
we tried that because Radiohead did it. We heard they did it for Kid A, and then it worked out for the situation. You know, that was a good starting point. But I have done similar things, not necessarily in that fashion, but for like Constant Nothing, there's definitely words that come into my mind when I at least get a basis for a demo of a song, like get a keyboard part or a guitar part or a drum part. I can kind of see the emotion that it's bringing out and like maybe some of the like scenery that comes with it. So yeah, and that happens with a lot of songs, but that was like a main part of that song because it's very very sparse in its lyrical content, and you know, it's the other ones are more there's a lot more storytelling, and it's more about the emotion that comes out of Constant Nothing.
And from what I heard of the recording, right, which is not any streaming platforms at all.
No, that's not on any streaming. Emergency Explosion does not belong on streaming platforms at all.
It doesn't belong on streaming platforms.
No, we don't want to make anyone have to go through listening to that.
Are you thinking about re-recording it?
Maybe?
I would maybe play it for a live show just for fun.
Just for funsies?
Yeah, like as a joke.
Yeah, like that would be like a good show ender, just like random.
And from what I heard of Emergency Explosion, it's very reminiscent of like early grunge. Because what I was hearing, right, I know like you guys said the guitar was like a piece of shit, but it was very reminiscent of like kind of like a grungy like hard rock like vibe. Was that what you guys were going for?
We were both very big into Nirvana, and that was like definitely. I mean, Nick can speak for himself, but he got very into Nirvana at that point. He was getting like he got the pedals and all that, but you can tell.
I was in my Kurt Cobain era.
Okay.
I
heard a lot of musicians go through that.
Yeah, it's literally like every musician, or most musicians. I'm not gonna say everyone because there's always outliers. Like gets into the Beatles and or Nirvana at some point, like in their early stages.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't know if you guys could hear that. But what is that, Towns? I'm sorry to cut you off, Nick.
That's the heating system in my basement.
Okay, back to you, Nick.
But yeah, I had a DS1, which is the distortion pedal that he used at the time, and then I had my first pedal was a MXR Classic Overdrive.
The Zach Wild edition.
No, not the Zach
Well,
Wild
I had the
one.
Zach Wild switch, right?
Yeah, if you open up the pedal,
Yeah, it had the
there's a
little...
little switch inside, and you can turn it into the Zach Wild Overdrive.
And it sounded better.
Did
well,
it?
Well, I mean, they both sounded bad.
They
honestly.
both sounded awful.
Yeah, they're not really good.
Like, I'm sorry, MXR. I love your pedals. I love your other pedals. Just don't buy that one.
It's not the one. Not the one.
Not the one. Okay. And going back on the top of musical process, what is Whitmore's musical process?
A majority of the songs that have been released, there's like, I have written most of those in a day or a day or two, just because I don't want to overwork it. At least the writing aspect, I tend to overwork the recording process quite frequently because I want to get it just so.
Right. Are you a perfectionist, Towns Mark Walter?
I try not to be, if that means anything.
What do you mean by overwork the recording?
Uh,
For the people out there.
you know, like focusing on too many small details that, I mean, honestly, a lot of people wouldn't hear, like making the drums just coming out of the recording the right way, or doing the right amount of guitar layering, or getting the right vocal take. Sometimes it's just about the earliest one you can get, because that's the most genuine, and you don't want to add too many layers, which we've definitely gone through that with a couple songs. Like we've built it up too far, and then we kind of pare it down once we get towards the end of the process. And I think This Can't Go On was definitely an example of that, and I think there's still plenty of layers on that song. But yeah, and it turned out pretty good, you know.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy the mix on that. I mean, I feel like we could have gone a little bass heavier, but it's out now, so. But for me, my writing process, the first song that I like almost fully wrote was Insomnia, which is out on all streaming platforms. For me, my writing process, I am very much a perfectionist with my lyrics.
Okay.
And that song took me months.
Months to write.
Yeah, like I came up with the riff for it like back in like September of
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, in September we did like an initial demo of it, and it was kind of just a loop of those chords, the two chords, and I was on drums, obviously, as his riff, and we went through several iterations of just jamming on that. Like I on my computer, I probably have 6 times that we just went through it, and there was one where it was like maybe 10 guitar tracks just layered, just because we wanted the right sound, and that's kind of what I mean in not trying to overwork it, and that was a demo, you know, overworking that. But then he came up with the lyrics, and there was the B section that kind of really brought the whole song together.
Okay, amazing. And the lyrics behind Insomnia, is there any personal or emotional attachment to those?
Yes, there is. For me, one of my biggest lyrical inspirations is Jeff Buckley. I love his storytelling and the way he describes things. So when I write, I listen to a lot of his stuff, and I'm not like copying him. I'm just sort of like capturing the essence of it, and like getting in that headspace to write things in interesting ways. But then I also had, when I wrote the lyrics, I also write the melody at the same time.
Okay.
And I had the song Stars by Hum stuck in my head.
Yes.
Like specifically that part that's like, she's not at work, she's not at school, she's not in bed, I think I finally broke her.
Yeah.
You know that part?
Yeah, I love that song.
Love that song.
Love that song.
Love Hum. Hum's a great band. Hum is like one of my big guitar inspirations, but anyway, Yeah, so I had both of those in my head at the same time. So I had like the melody to that stuck in my head, and then like also like the lyrics to "Lover You Should Have Come Over," because I was in this spot. I was talking to this girl, and she lived really far away, and we'd talk pretty regularly. And I don't know. When I'm like interested in someone, I tend to like get a little too into my head about it, like,
Yeah.
and I start like stressing out over
A
it.
lot of people do.
Yeah, but like, I was losing sleep over it. I have insomnia, like it, like, but certain things like sort of like make it well up more.
Yeah.
So that song is sort of about losing sleep thinking about a person that you're interested in. And then, but yeah.
That is inspirational in a lot of ways. Oh my goodness. But coming back to you, Towns, Mark Walter, there any when you're writing these songs that you write, that Whitmore and stuff like that. I know you guys combined. I listened to Insomnia. I thought it was great. Towns, are there any songs that you hold a lot of personal and emotional attachment to, if you're comfortable talking about that?
I think the ones I hold the most value with is they're ones that aren't out yet, but I definitely plan on releasing them. I think there's something about coming back to like guitar after a while, just like not being in the right headspace for a long time, and then coming back to music, and then that is kind of the spark for a whole stint of writing.
Yeah, you gotta take those breaks.
Yeah.
You gotta take a break.
And I kind of had that at the beginning of the school year, because you get overwhelmed. You're trying to do all right in all the classes, and then you eventually start caring less. and then you realize you're like, yeah, I should play music more. So then I started getting back into music as the school year went on. Like, school started September. By October was rolling around, I got back into writing, and you have all those things you were thinking about in that time period when you're just like going through I mean, at least for me, going through the motions of life, and then you can kind of bring those ideas and the experiences that were had and put them into a song, and I think that's like kind of the best moments for me when I'm writing, Yeah.
Any plans for Whitmore in the future?
Definitely, there's definitely plans. I mean, I'm recording demos all the time. I gotta actually make them into a real recording, but I've been I want to make sure they happen with Nick,
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, definitely working on album, and we're gonna, once it's not frigid outside anymore, we're gonna try and do some more shows. I mean, we might do one indoors or something, but yeah.
Just, you got to get out there and play. I love playing music. You guys love playing music and stuff like that. There's a few cafes around here that I'm sure that would love to have you either again or like just to have you, because you guys are a unique band. There's not a lot of people like you around here. There seems to be this running gag between Whitmore fans and the band Whitmore is you guys have a lot of demos, but where's all the albums and the music? Is it an artistic process? Is it like you guys have trouble getting together? Like, what's going on here?
I'd say it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of both. I mean, I have a lot of demos. Nick even just records stuff like on his phone, then he'll send it to me during the day. I'm like, that's so sick, we gotta work on it. And then he'll come over and we'll just watch TV.
Yeah. Because, like, we have a hard time, like, getting our schedules to work.
Yeah, definitely.
So then, like, when we do get together, it's like, oh, I just want to hang out with you.
Yeah, it's you guys seem to have a close bond, friend-wise. When did you guys meet?
We kind of known each other since we were born. Our dad,
Straight out the womb.
yeah, our dads both went to DV. So, yeah, so they've been friends since then, and then we kind of grew up together in the same area. Nick used to live in Milford, and we would hang out all the time. Like, definitely not even in a musical way, like playing dinosaurs and stuff, and come over to my house playing with trains and stuff. And then,
Big train guy, Towns Mark Walter?
oh yeah, big train guy. I was,
Like young Sheldon?
well, not quite like young Sheldon. I was
Exactly like young Sheldon.
I was not really the model train type, more like the Thomas the Train type.
Oh, okay. I was a big Thomas the Tank Engine guy, too.
When I was little, I used to call towns Thomas.
Which I honestly couldn't complain because I was like I it was kind of an honor because
He was really into Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Nick, were you? Sorry.
And like his name was very unique, and like little kid me like just couldn't comprehend that someone's name was Towns, I guess. So it was just like, oh yeah, he's Thomas.
Thomas. I think I'll start calling you from there on out. You know, call you Thomas. We're gonna bring that back. Maybe that'll be a new Whitmore song. Thomas. Yeah. New Whitmore song. Oh my god. So were you guys always into music? I feel like there's a lot of artists out there who were always into music from the get-go. Their parents were artists and stuff like that, and there's like a lot of musicians out there who were into music the day they were born. But there's also a lot of musical artists out there who were not into music for a long time, and then they pick up a guitar one day and they find it's like their passion. Were you guys into music from the get-go, or was it like a process type of thing?
I think for me, I was always into art as a whole, and I was big into drawing and painting when I was really young, and I loved watching movies and TV, and I would always I felt like I was getting further into it than other kids my age, and it was really interesting when I got further into music because that to me became the main source of expression, because I still do some writing, some painting, drawing, but I think the main means of expression for me is music. And I think I kind of realized that like 6 years ago, and because that's when I started playing guitar, and I felt like I could really say something or just make an impact in general, just because there's so many I see the influence that musicians bring to this world, and it's really something special. Yeah.
How about you, Nick Dibble?
No, I was not into music like at all until like I was like 11 or 12, and then I got really into it.
Before you were into music, what were you into?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Yeah, I was the dinosaur kid. I was a total nerd, like total dork. Yeah, I don't know what made me like just think to myself, yeah, I'm gonna go from like this very logical like human being to like this very creative one, like just suddenly.
Do you feel like deep down you've always been creative?
I feel like I've been creative in different ways throughout my life.
In which ways?
Like I was just like creative, like I had a very active imagination as a kid. But it would also like I'm on the spectrum, so what?
Well, I didn't say anything.
No, but I know that look.
What look? All right.
So yeah, I would be very creative but also very logical at the same time, and I'm still that way, but like it'd be like in like the way that I'd play, you know.
I got you. Okay, so Whitmore as a group, when's the next album coming out?
I would try to aim for late spring. I think that's possible.
I think that's possible. I think with since we lost our bass player recently, I feel like that like delayed some things a little bit, and we've taken the time to take a step back, but I think we're ready to get back in the saddle now. But yeah, it's been hard, but yeah, it's time for us to get back into the swing.
Yeah. And I mean, there's plenty of demos. There's going to be plenty of songs on the album. You'll probably have something between an album and a double album. So
Double album?
there'll be enough to last you.
Last a while. How long the album? How long? Like minutes, hours wise?
I'd probably say over an hour.
Over an hour?
Probably over an hour.
Probably.
Definitely
It
over
probably
an
will be.
Yeah,
we
it-
write really long songs.
Yeah, I mean, Insomnia is a good example of that. About 6.5 minutes. It's a good thing, though. It allows for more storytelling, like Nick and I were both talking about, which, I mean, that's been a bigger part of my writing recently. So, I mean, if you're into long songs, great. And if you're not, I hope you're ready to buckle in.
Yes, Whitmore. What'd you say again? Late or early spring?
Late spring.
Late spring. Coming late spring. Is it going to be self-titled or is it going to have a name? What are you guys thinking?
It's probably gonna have a name because the EP was self-titled.
Yeah, I've been cooking up some names.
Yeah. Oh, people cannot wait to hear it. I know I am. I know all the Whitmore fans out there already. There's even a fan page dedicated to you guys.
Yeah, there is. That's actually run by our bassist's brother.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even know he was making that, and I just saw the one day it popped up in my Instagram feed.
Yeah, because he asked me about it.
Yeah.
So he's 15, so he had me be the parent, like to run the account, to monitor the account. So I'm the adult monitor for that account.
That's hilarious, you guys. Okay, we are running out of time officially now, but my name is Ben Bendy.
My name is Towns Mark Walter.
My name is Nicholas Patrick Dibble.
Full legal name. Okay, and so my name is Ben Bendy, and I'm here with Whitmore. Boom.
Boom.
And this is Grown Ups Magazine. So we're live. This is on the record.
We're live.
We're on the record, guys.
All right, Cronkite.
I don't want to hear myself.
Miss Lane.
Can't stand it myself enough. I want to hear myself.
Where's Lois?
No, I'm just kidding.
Where's Lois?
So this is the Between the Pole interview.
Yeah.
This is.
Gotta be on the side or that side?
No, I don't know.
I'm on this side.
You should go on this.
No, this is good right here. Hi, my name is Ben Benny. This is Between the Pole. No, wait, we're not gonna do that.
This is between the shaft.
Oh my God.
Cutting that.
Cut that. All right, we'll just wait for Nick to sit back down. Cut that. So, who? When? Hold on. Redo. All right. We'll cut that out. So, who?